The few sentences. Background. I've been dating this gal for about a month. I'm currently separated and soon to be divorced. I've dated a few women since being separated, and the first few times is generally a bit awkward, and I psych myself up for failure, and of course it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Anyway, my questions are, have most women experienced this with a guy at some point? Do you realize it's anxiety, and how do you feel about it? Does it bother you, or are you understanding, sympathetic? What would you recommend I do about it? Just keep trying, go slow and not worry. Talk to her about it. How have you dealt with this issue with your man? I hope with time and patience and getting to know each other and getting more comfortable with each other that I will get past this. I hate that those stupid things are so wired into our psyche. A month later, my STBX cheated on me for several months starting around last spring until last fall, or at least that's what she's admitted to. I am divorcing her. We have 2 children together and have joint custody. On Wednesdays I pick them up from her house after work. She still wants to be close to me and tries to get me to stay and visit. She sits right beside me, touches my foot with hers, touches my thigh. We talk about the kids and stuff, so it's good that way, keep each other in the loop about what's going on with them. She sends me home with food, we have a beer together. I have tremendous anger towards her for what she did, but I am divorcing her, so I kind of feel that blowing up or making her eat crap is futile. I have no interest in associating with her beyond what's necessary for the kids. But for some reason I still feel bad saying no when she asks me in for a visit and a chat. I'd rather just get the kids and get the F out of there. Another difficult thing is my daughter, 5, loves seeing us together and always tries to lay tactics to prolong the visit. It breaks my heart. The STBX is very friendly and affectionate toward me. I feel nothing but contempt, or at the very best, indifference. I'm torn on what to do because I want to keep things amicable and friendly for the kids, and so she doesn't lose her crap. She's not a stable person. It's confusing. She just texted me now beer and visit tonight. Usually I reply right away, but I'm learning not to do that anymore because I don't have to. I'm also not totally disconnected, obviously, because I don't want to hurt her feelings or upset her. What the hell is with that? She destroyed me. I will never reconcile with her. It is 100% over. But I am rather confused and torn. I hate the fact that I can't fully disconnect. To be honest, at first, I was only being friendly so she'd sign the separation agreement waiving alimony, which she has. But I am feeling guilty, or something, about just saying no thanks and walking. But I know I have to. I know I have to disconnect to heal and move on. I'm too soft. I've been generally kind to her through all of this. A few blow-ups here and there, but mostly I don't treat her like someone who pulled my beating heart out of my chest, set it on fire, then took a crap on it. And she did. Same goes for accepting food. She's a good cook and it's convenient, but that's a tie I shouldn't have, right? FCK, this is tough. I guess unless it's really important, stuff about the kids can be done via text. I don't know what I am having an issue with letting this part go or breaking it off. I guess 15 years together is harder to just totally kill off than I thought. About dating, I was, a lot. I backed right off of that, no desire, and I'm not in that space. I just came back from getting kids. She asked me in for a beer, I said no. She was puzzled, then texted we aren't going to hang out anymore. She keeps saying she still needs me, will always need me, but she can't of me. She burnt us down to the ground. And yes, I most definitely want this divorce. I need to be divorced from her. She just texted me that it's important for the kids, but take your time, I understand. She's saying our visits are important for the kids. She's trying to manipulate me, again. We've been living apart since February, so they know we are not together. These visits are just once a week, maybe 20 minutes, but the last couple times she tried to extend it. The kidlets know we are done, but I don't think they know why. They are 8 and 5. My son has a feeling. His mom apologizes all the time to him. I don't. It makes him angry when she does. He knows. It's over because of something she did. He's a very bright boy. She has professed she will tell them what happened when the time is right. We'll see. They are adapting well, but who knows what lies ahead. Today was an important step. I said no, and saw her, once again, attempt to manipulate me. My only hope is that she be a good mom and not cause any more harm. She is so damaged and delusional, I don't know. She would take me back yesterday, I know it. She said as much. She still texts me constantly and tries to engage. Whether through manipulation, I know there's someone in your life and we agreed to discuss if someone is going to be around the kids, which isn't true, or small talk about the kids' day. I've been cold as a dead fish, and still today she asks if I'll come in for a beer. I just didn't respond. But I have this goddamn weird guilt about it. She comes off as this wounded animal. It's not getting better with time, it's worse. I'm in tears, and I have to remind myself she cheated on me and left. And now she regrets it and wants me back. I will never take her back. Her flurry of texts today gave me anxiety, and I felt like crap all day long. Now I am dreading going to pick the kids up in 1 hour. I know what I have to do, just say no and get them and leave. She still has her talons in me and can make me feel awful emotionally and physically. I'm exhausted. She's an emotional vampire. Man, being a good and soft-hearted guy sucks ass. I despise her yet somehow still feel responsible for her. What the hell? It's a really weird codependency thing. I want to know. You knew this would happen the first time you opened yourself for another man. You did it over and over, then you left me. I took you back to try and realized I could never do it and kicked you to the curb. Why won't you let go? You jammed a knife in my throat and twisted. You treated me with the utmost contempt and disrespect. What are you doing? It's just pure selfishness and narcissism. But she knew the outcome the first time she slept with that guy. She's simply playing on my kindness. She knows I'm a kind man with a big heart and she continues to abuse me. Okay, time to wake up, drop the anxiety and get my power back. I'm so much stronger and happier without her, this she knows, and it drives her crazy. I developed crippling anxiety when we first moved in together. I had mild anxiety before, an anxious kid I was, but nothing like what I developed being with her. And now my anxiety only rears its ugly head when I let her into my head. Abuse for sure. I never realized it when we were together. The constant cheating accusations that she would go bat crap crazy over for days on end, that never went down. This went on for 15 years. I was a beaten down man, not even a man. Now, I am a man. The only hold she has over me is those kids. If it weren't for them, I would never be in her presence again. My biggest fear is her losing her crap and the kids being affected. She used it the other day, I'm going to crack. Is that what you want? My response, you better be careful with that threat. It's all documented. She's an emotional leper. Seriously, she's worse for me than meds. If I had to sleep with her or do meds, I'd lose all my teeth. She has been seeing psychologist. She saw one when we were together too but stopped. Then when we split, she hooked up with some random guy who paid for her therapy, but that fizzled so now she sees her occasionally, but not too consistently I don't think. She got the hint from my no texting back and had the kids ready for pickup. I gave her a hug, not sure why, which she was surprised by. She squeezed tight and said please don't hate me, it'll make everything worse. I'm trying to find a balance of being soft but disconnected. I can't maintain my hatred, it's bad for me. But I can't be her friend either. I certainly have to be the stand-up parent, and I am. She definitely has a personality disorder. She's admitted she's crazy. One of her lines since this went down, you knew I was crazy when you married me. Then proceeds to blame us for not getting her help. She's such a bald-faced liar though, that even with the evidence of her ear right there, I love you so much baby, you're everything, the most important thing to me. Over and over for months on end, she still says just friends. I said in a text the other day I know there's more than what you've admitted. She didn't deny it this time around. Just didn't say anything. It's horrible, horrible to think of all the other crap that went on that I don't know about, for God knows how many years. Makes you question reality. D-Day and the day my STBX left was November 20th, 2020, my daughter's birthday. Christmas approaches, and my son's birthday is New Year's Day. Just got a text from the STBX saying we need to discuss the holidays, birthdays. It's awful. The prospect of being away from them any of these days is just heartbreaking. She continues to manipulate, just so you know I'm taking New Year's off this year so you can gig if you want. In turn, can you take the kids the 29th? Of course, New Year's Eve falls on a Tuesday, which is one of the 3 days a week she has the kids anyway. But she's such a manipulator she acts as though she's doing me a solid and now, I owe her. It just never stops with these people, does it? I suspect the holidays and B-Days are pretty much always a painful time from now on. So sad. 1 year anniversary of D-Day is Wednesday, also my daughter's birthday. I texted the STBX last night to see if the kids were around for me to talk to. She said, it's her birthday party, call after 6. I knew she was having her own birthday party for her but didn't realize it was last night. I have my daughter on her actual birthday and we are having our own party. That was a pretty painful moment. First birthday without all of us together. I talked to my kids and both were very down, very sad. But I fought the pain. The last few days, when the pain and the anger start to consume me, I shut it off. I put the hand up basically and say no, I'm not thinking about this. I did the 180 at the start, but the anger was still there. I sit and think about the level of betrayal, the heinousness of it, the cruelty, my children and the pain she has caused them. I have never hated anyone in my life like I hate my STBX, but I have been able to put her out of my mind as of late. I'm in a new stage of detachment I suppose, burying her deeper and deeper into the recesses of my mind, not caring anymore. She's becoming more and more like a distant memory as opposed to a giant growth on my soul. She's becoming less real to me, more like a figment of my imagination. Keeping the contact to the absolute bare minimum is helping. No more having beers and chatting when I pick up, drop off the kids. I don't even look at her. She's become like the person at the drive-thru window at Burger King. She's nothing to me. She's dead to me, and that's liberating. I've never been able to stop the seething before. I'm sure I'm not through yet. Triggers still happen. But it's good to know I'm on my way to truly detaching from her, fully detaching. I long for the day when my hate ends completely and turns to utter indifference. She is sick, so beyond messed up, even she admits to this. Today is my daughter's birthday and 1 year since D-Day. It's hard not hating her for ending the marriage on my daughter's birthday, though. But yes, the hate is fading. I care less and less about her at all every day. Sadly, we will always be connected because of our children. My STBX thought she had found her soulmate, that it was fate, that he really made me feel special, that they were peers. Blah blah blah. She said, he made me feel special and I haven't felt that way in a long time. Of course, OM are manipulators and spew that bull crap as panty remover, nothing more. I don't think men care about that as much, although maybe the ego boost plays a role, but it's more about the conquest, bonding. But it's actually rather amusing, and pathetic at the same time, that women fall for this. I read my STBX's Facebook convos with some girlfriends, and she wrote I really thought OP and I were soulmates, that he really loved me. Turns out he was a narcissist and total garbage and I was blind. I almost have to laugh at this. How can a grown woman be so incredibly stupid and clueless? So not only are they deceitful, selfish, cruel and lacking any moral fiber, they are also rather half-witted. To think that this playa, who bangs anything with a pulse, will give all that up to settle down with a married woman with 2 kids. It's really quite pathetic. A month later, whether you are an R or D, how did your WS's cheating change how you see them as a person? I don't mean your anger or disgust so much. For me it's actually really, really tragic. The hatred and triggers are diminishing for me. I am divorcing her, but so much, everything in fact, that she once was to me, is dead. I see absolutely nothing but the person who destroyed us and our family. This hollow, empty, pathetic shell of a woman who I feel absolutely no love for whatsoever. It's almost like she's dehumanized to me. I care only in the capacity of her being the mother of my children. Her well-being still is important because she is my children's mother. But if it wasn't for that, I would literally not care at all if she evaporated from the earth, and with her every trace of her ever existing. This is someone who I loved dearly, who I cherished, respected, defended, my best friend, my confidant, my ally, the closest person to me. How brutally tragic that now I see nothing. I am empty. She's like a clay shell. She is full of regret and in a great deal of pain. I have chosen a very cold and lonely life for myself. She tells me all the time how much she still loves me. Sends me pictures of her new tattoo, love conquers all. She told me today how much she misses my beautiful heart. I'm so sorry, beautiful. And though this tears me up to write it, it's because my children sit here in front of me playing and I mourn the loss of my family. But that area of my heart, that was once so huge, so vast, so full, is totally dead and cavernous. My STBX keeps texting me saying how hard she is working, only doing good things, living a good life, that she now is the woman I always needed her to be. That may be, but it's just too late. She talks a lot about what an empty, cold life she has made for herself by doing what she did, throwing it all away. I can see it all over her face. She sees now that she did have a good life, a good husband. I'll never understand how she could have thrown that all away. How could she not see this would happen? She knew the second she took OM, she ended us. She preemptively left me because she knew I would find out and that would be the end of it. Even though I initially thought I wanted to, or she knew better. But that's what self-destructive people do. They destroy the good things on purpose. My dad is like that too. And like my STBX, I have removed him from my life. Looking at it now, any idiot could see she was going to cheat. Constant cheating accusations from her. Like for 15 years, super low self-esteem, immature, chronic spender, daddy issues, a lifetime waitress, working nights, socializing at her place of work, the bar, low intellect. Red flags jammed up my bottom all over the place. But I did not see it at the time. Astonishing. I don't feel sorry for her, I loathe her. She barely has the kids. After school until I get there to pick them up from work and for an hour in the morning. Sunday and Monday evenings. That's it. She's glorified after-school care. She used to have them Tuesday nights as well, but no longer. As time passes, she's with them less and less, and that's dandy with me. A month later, I have boxes of hundreds and hundreds of family photos to go through and divvy up between me and my STBX. It is something I am dreading, and I will make a point to do it on a day when I don't have to work the following day, as it will be obvious. I was bawling my eyes out. My son asked me the other day to watch his one-year video, a video I made of his first year, with songs like Into the Mystic, Born at the Right Time, in My Life. Songs that are tearjerkers on their own merit, but in that context, oh boy. He wept quietly. He's 9, but my little girl, not even alive at the time, she's 6, cried hysterically, seeing her family as it once was. She felt the pain in a big way. I lost my crap and cried my eyes out. It guts me to know I won't be able to watch those videos or look at those old family photos without feeling pain and sorrow. Yet another deep cut that infidelity inflicts on those it touches. Once beautiful memories forever tainted. Instead of bringing back those good old days, brings anger, pain, and sorrow. My son said he doesn't want to see his video again because it's too painful. That breaks my heart. It's so sad that for me, anyway, all the good memories, the good times, the loving times, have been erased and replaced with anger and pain. I don't want to remember the good times, because to me, they were all lies. They never really happened. Even looking at my kids' baby pictures, it brings pain. And that is just plain awful. A few months later, she still works in a bar and hangs around total trash. Her former AP is a coke dealer, gangster. She swears she's only making good decisions now and only surrounding herself with really good people. Of course, she's an idiot and her idea of good people and good decisions are the antithesis of mine. Anyway, she texts me there's someone I want the kids to meet. Of course, she won't tell me who he is. After much goading she says fine, it's Mike. I respond, very funny, surname. That's all you get for now. Blood boils. I don't care that she's banging another dude, she has been forever, when we were still together. That's no longer a pain point. Although admittedly having it be official that she's with someone else was painful. Kind of a D-Day all over again. What's really awful is knowing this hole is going to be around my kids. I'm a pretty good sleuth and figured out who he is, a bouncer at the bar she works at. Shocking. Sorry, but dudes in their 30s who beat people up for a living are generally not the type of person I want around my kids. Again, her peers are lowlifes that she considers to be salt of the earth. I'm fully aware this is inevitable and I have zero control over who she's with and who she decides to bring around my babies. But man, did it hit me hard. So bad I took the next day off work. She's not exactly the shining beacon of healthy relationships. So I can hardly see this being forever, which means I'll be going through this again. I talked to my kids and assured them I'm always their dad and will always be their only dad. I also told them to talk to me about anyone new they're around and come to me with any concerns. They are smart, savvy kids, they got that from me, not their idiot mother. But I still worry about it, a lot. If she were a smarter person more capable of making anything but moronic decisions, I wouldn't be so stressed over it. But that isn't the case. In some ways, this is good, as it pushes me closer to full, 100% detachment from her. It's at the point now where I don't even see her when I drop the kids off. I walk them to the door, make sure they're in and go. I only ever see her Sunday evening when she picks up the kids and it's very, very brief, just how I like it. Anyway, it's a hard pill to swallow, and something I need to learn how to deal with. It's also one step closer to having her be nothing more than a business-like partner. We share the kids. I hate her more than anyone I've ever hated in my life, but that hate is slowly dying and turning into indifference. I'm working on it. Weeks later. Technically I'm not divorced, but it's on the judge's desk and hopefully will be finalized any day now. I was cheated on and it was brutal. I've dated since and had physical relations with a few women since. Not being ready for a real relationship yet, they all came and went. There's one that I've been seeing off and on for over a year. We get together now and then for dates and fun times. It's fun, but I don't have an emotional connection. Not sure I'm capable of that right now. I find first time slept with someone is generally awkward and not very good. After a while it gets better as you get more comfortable and get to know each other that way. I've had some good times since being single, but nothing earth-shattering. Admittedly, the best time I've ever had was the 10 weeks of hysterical bonding during Fall SAR with my ex. Then I realized I couldn't get past her infidelity, and I filed for D. From January to May I was celibate. My friend was out of town and I just didn't want to. I play in a band that's quite successful and could, but just didn't have it in me. Too damaged, performance anxiety, just couldn't be myself. Then my friend came back and we've hooked up a couple times. Fun, but again nothing great. Then I hear from a bandmate that this singer woman, who's also a high school teacher, is crushing on me. She's recently divorced, has a little kid. I have 2 kids. She showed up at a show I was playing a couple months back and we ended up sort of grinding on each other during another band's set. I was bold and just sort of grabbed her ass and did some pseudo-dirty dancing. It was nice. She asked me to walk her to her car and I did, but didn't kiss her. I had learned going for a kiss too early is bad news, kind of relearning this whole woman thing after 14 years of marriage. A couple weeks ago she texts me, is it bad that I just want a lover and not a relationship right now? Kind of bold. I replied, not at all, right there with you. She says, well, what are your Mondays like? We arranged to hook up but I bailed. My drummer came over early and we got day drunk. She was cool and said, well, let me know when you want to get together. Fast forward to Friday night, 2 nights ago. She texts, are you home? I said yeah, and she could come over if she likes. We've never had any interaction other than the dancing that one night and a couple texts. It was 2 a.m. and I was tired but thought, what the hell, live a little. So, she shows up and we sit on the couch and chat for a few minutes, and I just go for it, start kissing her. We ended up at fun on the couch, then went up to my room and carried on. It was amazing. I've never had first bonding that was good, let alone great. We took our time, staring into each other's eyes, slow, fast, different positions, holding hands. Our eyes were locked almost the entire time, breathing heavily into each other. She was so passionate and enthusiastic. No reservations. This helped me a lot with performance anxiety. I was just fine. She was whimpering, panting, moaning. We couldn't go totally crazy as my kids were sleeping. But wow, it was hot. She said, wow, you really have some serious skills. We did it again and then she left before my kids awoke. We texted each other and talked about it after. She said that was very surprising. And very lovely. We are meeting again Thursday. Anyway, not even sure why I'm telling you this. It was a great experience that I really needed, the intimacy and passion, and a boost for my self-confidence, and just great bonding. It's amazing what a difference chemistry and enthusiasm can make. And a woman who is physically confident is a wonderful thing. Now, we'll see what comes of this. She does happen to be a really cool person too, and she's smart. Can two people just remain lovers and nothing more? We'll see. We've had 2 more encounters since, one at her place, then she came to mine again Saturday. Even more fiery, passionate. She's rather insatiable, I must say, which I have no problem obliging. On Saturday, she asked me to put on some music, so I played Sam Cooke. She asked me to dance with her. I'm not big into that, but I did it, and it was nice actually. After a few songs, she pulled the 2 of us against the wall, lifted up her skirt, and we went at it. Then she pulled me to the kitchen counter, hopped up there, and had me ravish her. We eventually went to my room and carried on, several times. After the first time, I was cuddling her, and she said, "What are you thinking about?" I don't like that question, but I wasn't getting what she was after. She then said, "I like it when you take what you want. What do you want?" I clearly wasn't picking up what she was putting down, so she took the initiative, and well, you get the picture. Damn, she is the most physical woman I've encountered. Is this the sort of crap that goes on in books like 50 Shades of Grey? Well, things might be getting complicated. I can tell she's developing more than just "I like to hump this guy" feelings. Today she texted me, "I'd like to ask you out on a date, something very chaste, like dinner and a movie." I said sure, as I am cool with that. I do enjoy her company. However, I'm not ready or necessarily interested in being boyfriend, girlfriend, or being exclusive or anything. Honestly, I still feel as though I have a lot of oats to sow. I'm not ready for a monogamous relationship. I don't know what I want at this point, and I still intend on playing the field some. I'm also enjoying coming and going as I feel and not being obligated to anyone. I'm still pretty emotionally damaged from my ex's cheating and the end of our marriage. I'm not sure how to handle this. I mean, I feel we already established what this was, what it was going to be, a purely physical relationship. Did she honestly go into it with those intentions, or did she have something else in mind all along? Am I obligated to reiterate what this is? Will that cause her pain? What if I want to see someone else? Do I have to tell her about it? I guess I was naive to think this would actually go the way she made out that it would. Or am I overthinking? I don't think she's manipulative, at least not intentionally. She may have told herself she only wanted a lover and not a relationship, or she knew what she was doing and did it to snare me. I don't know. She's a really sweet gal and is kind. But really, I've not known her long. She was starved completely of love and bonding in her marriage, and he was abusive. She's HD for sure, and I think she is desperate for love, affection, bonding. My friend and colleague, who's a smart guy, said he would avoid teachers. She's a HS teacher, because they subtly always get you to, how did he put it, follow their lead, or comply, or whatever. Basically, that they manipulate to gain control. This seemed a pretty sweeping generalization to me, but he was adamant. Don't know what to think there. She mentioned wanting me to go on a family getaway with her and also wants to go to dance lessons. I'm not into these things. My mom said, if you don't want with her, then she's not the one. Which is true, I'm not interested long term. My standards are very high, which is good and bad. I settled in my marriage and it burned me. I married down, sorry to sound arrogant, but I did, with my ex, and everyone else knew it. And I paid a price for that. I'm not settling next time, if there is one. I'm going for high quality, which means different things to different people. My folks, mom and stepdad, are madly in love with each other. It's sickening, really. They go on about how when I find the one I'll know, it'll hit me over the head like a sledgehammer. I'm not optimistic about finding what they have, sadly. I've also got issues of my own. Anxiety issues, which have been pushed into overdrive of late because of something awful. My grandma died in July. A few days before she passed, while in hospital, my father, who lived with them at the time, attacked my grandfather with a hunting knife. My grandpa's hands got all sliced up and there was a big struggle. My dad then took some morphine and passed out. He was arrested and charged with assault with a weapon, then put on suicide watch. He's out on bail awaiting an assessment to see if he was criminally responsible at the time, or out of his head. My grandma died while he was in jail. The relevance here is, I used to take meds my entire 14-year marriage, and got off after we split, off for 1.5 years. My anxiety got so bad lately I went back on last week, much to my chagrin. It instantly ruined my desire. I was a machine before, then nothing. No drive, apathetic, no wood. Dumb crap, awful. I haven't taken any in a few days. I like bonding too much. I'll see how I do off of it again. It's funny, not having a desire, caused by anti-anxiety meds, was giving me anxiety. Oh, the irony. She felt me pull away, no doubt. I told her about the meds, she was cool. She wanted me to go to a wedding, overnight thing, tonight, and I declined. She's not been texting me as much as usual, several times a day, so I think she picked up that I was cooling it a bit. She sure jumped right into relationship mode though. I get it, all that bonding is bound to create some emotional response. How can it not? We've been banging like jackrabbits. But again, it was she who pursued under the non-relationship banner. Now I'm freaked out, I've lost my mojo. The libido, delayed ejaculation thing eased up after a while back when I first took meds. But this was so sudden, so drastic it spooked me bad. Damn anxiety. I really need to go see a therapist. I also have a couple other things lined up with other women. I intend to pursue them. However, I really need to get my crap together and get my nerves, emotions under control. Guess I should call that therapist this afternoon. My STD-ex is a barfly, has worked in a bar since 2008, who is covered in bad tattoos, had, not sure if she still does, a cocaine habit that I did not know about that put her in bankruptcy, and had an affair with her coke dealer, the reason we split. Her current boyfriend is a bouncer, biker. She showed up to pick the kids up yesterday with a brand new massive tattoo wearing a skin-tight Jack Daniels t-shirt. I work in a skyscraper making $120K a year. I married down. Arrogant. I'm okay with that. I look at her and can't believe I was with that woman. But while I loved, honored, respected her and defended her honor at every turn. I never made her feel less than me. She did that herself. I know she's getting attached. The thing is, I don't know that I don't want it to be more than it is for me right now. I'm a bit of a dangerous prospect that way. I'm still finding myself. Maybe she is the one. I just don't know. I really do like her. She's smart, funny and sweet. However, she is a dangerous prospect as well, only separated for 5 months. She's way too fresh off the marriage boat to be thinking about a serious relationship. I'm 1.5 years out and I still don't know what I want. She's fallen fast and hard, but it's too new for her to be real. Last night, while I was on a date, she texted me a picture of her kissing this local celeb on the cheek. I said that was a great pic. She replied that her ex would have freaked at the picture. She was nervous sending it. She's so glad I was cool with it and it's hard for her to get used to this normalcy, meaning me being normal. My thought was, well, I'm not your boyfriend or husband. I'm not sleeping with anyone else right now. If it gets to the point where I want to, I know I should tell her. I don't know that all I want from her is an FB. She's more than that. I just don't know how much more at this point. I'm off the meds again, was only on for 1 week. My libido is certainly back. A month later, I'm divorced, and I'm extremely happy about it. I texted the ex, who cheated, that's why I filed, and she replied, wow, crazy, you okay? To which I didn't reply, I don't communicate with her unless it's totally necessary. I didn't think it would be nice to say, I'm over the damn moon. She then texted, well, thank you, we had a good run. No, we did not, but thanks for playing. I am planning a divorce party. Live music, tons of alcohol, midgets, and other nice things. It's going to be off the hook. Who's coming? I was on Tinder just now, swiping away. I get to a photo of the wife of my good friend and guitar teacher from when I was 13 to 17. I'm 39. We're still quite close even though we don't see each other much these days. I still play with him on stage now and again. They're married with 2 kids. Tinder is explicitly a dating and often straight-up hookup site. My sister said, maybe she doesn't know what it is. Nobody creates a Tinder account and is active on it and doesn't know what it's for. It says she's been active. Don't know what to do. Maybe they're swingers. That or she's looking to, already has cheat. Damn, a year later. I've had several flings or attempts at relationships, some almost girlfriends. Just haven't met someone I was really into for long term. However, in May I went on a date with a woman who I dated 20 years ago. Crazy to reconnect after so long. I sense the potential for long term here. However, there's a problem I've been thinking about that has now bubbled up. I have my kids Friday to Monday morning, every week. That of course in and of itself is awesome. I get quality, full days with my kids. I get every first and third Friday off of work, so lots of queue time there. Of course, weekends are prime dating days. My folks are happy to take the kids now and then, but they are snowbirds and are gone for 5 months of the year. And also, I don't want to be giving up my time with the kids every weekend, so pawning them off on a babysitter isn't the greatest either. Got a text from the woman I'm seeing asking when we can see each other. I said, how about Thursday? She says, is that my only opportunity? Do you have the kids all weekend? The ex-wife works in bars, so there's no way I can change the schedule. She only works weekends. There's not a lot I can do obviously, and I guess the answer is, if she's really into me, and it's worth it to her, we'll make it work. But I could understand if she couldn't do it because I'm only available on weekdays and the occasional weekend. Any advice? From dads, moms, people dating single parents. My comment, anyone got advice for single parents? And did you like how OP handled his divorce? Comment down below, and one more afternoon lesson coming.